Okay, hi everyone, and welcome back to yet another interview. Our guest today is Nandan. Nandan, do you care to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi everyone, I'm Nandan Malhotra. I am currently doing my master's thesis at IISER Mohali in India, and I'm working on probability theory. For Wisaarkhu, I work as an artist. I make memes for Wisaarkhu, and well, it's been a while since I've made more memes, but I'm mostly in the artist section of Wisaarkhu, and I'm mostly involved making memes or comic strips, sort of thing.
Okay, thank you. So my first question is, how did you find out about Wisaarkhu and why did you join?
Right. So I was introduced to Wisaarkhu by my thesis guide at IISER Mohali, Dr. Nirja. And she'd actually just asked me that if I could make any memes related to mathematics. And so she knew that I used to make memes for general social stuff. So I agreed to make memes for this as well. And Sophie really liked the memes that I made, which is why they asked if I would like to join the magazine, and I gladly agreed. It was a nice experience. It was something I looked forward to, and well, here I am. I loved joining Wisaarkhu, and it was something that it was something new for me. I'd never worked with a magazine before, so I thought I should definitely try it out and get to engage with mathematicians related to non-mathematical stuff as well. So that's mainly why I joined.
That's cool, and I'm a fan of your memes. So how has Visarku or being a part of Visarku changed your perception of maths? Because I know you're studying it at tertiary, and has being a part of it changed how you learn it compared to before you were part of Visarku?
So one of the things that has changed for me is how I view mathematics. Earlier, I would view mathematics as this isolated study, not really connected to anything else, and something very abstract. Which is what I appreciated about math. I appreciated how abstract it is, how you think of different structures or different spaces, and so on and so forth. After joining Visarkhu, I realized that math is there in our everyday life, and be it say other science subjects, or be it in a social life or politics, it's not math is deeply connected to everything, and it's how you connect mathematics to all these things is what's important. And what Visarku taught me is, well, it made me realize that we need to make mathematics more accessible to people, and we can't have it as an isolated component because it's very much a part of our society. So that has changed for me. That's what has been the biggest, you could say, transition ever since I joined Visarku.
No, I completely agree with you. I also just start seeing maths in everyday things that I never used to before. And there's a beauty in that. And I think it comes from appreciating it as opposed to when you're
Yeah.
just studying it as like a subject. It's a bit daunting and it's far removed. And you're like, okay, that's schoolwork. And you don't
Yes.
necessarily see how it's basically it's life, it's in so many aspects of our lives.
Right.
So moving on, you said that you were an artist. So how long have you been involved in making art?
Well, I've mostly made memes, if that would count as art.
I
But
think it
recently I've
counts.
started, yeah. So recently I started shifting to creating my own templates. So usually memes involve picking some popular internet trend and using that trend or a template and uh, to make your own meme. And there are very common templates on the internet. You have Leonardo DiCaprio holding that that champagne glass, and so on and so forth. I thought, I mean, that's good. If you can make a meme out of existing templates, it's definitely a good thing. It's an achievement of sorts. But sometimes I have had struggles with conveying what I want to with existing templates, which is why I've sort of tried to make stick figures and so on and so forth with conversation bubbles to convey what I want to. It's sort of a meme and a comic strip together, and the theme is usually satirical to point out, well, say some drawbacks that might exist in current mathematics education, or using mathematics to, well, you know, point out some political turmoil that is happening somewhere. So it's fun. It's a great experience to do this. And well, I've not been doing this for very long, making my own comic strips or so on. It's only been a few months, but making memes is something I've been doing for, well, it's been a few years. So, which is why I decided that I can't work with existing templates anymore. I would want to shift to something new. So yeah, that's that.
That's interesting. And it's cool to see the growth, from just sort of following the internet trends and now creating your own to say what you want and need to say. And there is definitely arts in that. I couldn't do it. I know I couldn't do it. I follow the templates, and even then, it's sometimes a miss. But yeah, that's very interesting. And would you say that you've been a comedian or a funny man all your life, or is there something that you've just tapped into in the past few years?
Um, I don't think I would be able to be a comedian. I won't be able to perform on stage for sure. But I do feel I can be somewhat of a writer who writes, well, not a serious article, but something satirical, which also incorporates what the memes that I make. I think that is something I would love to try one day. It's not something that I've thought of yet, but I feel that that is a direction I could take, and it could be something that I could take for Wisaarkhu as well.
Definitely. I think that's super cool. And I would be more than willing to read it. So if you ever do, let us know at Visaku, and I'm sure a lot of other people would be so
Definitely,
interested.
definitely.
So this concludes the interview. Thank you so much for being my guest, and thank you for the memes and the
Thank you very
laughter.
much. Thank you very much. Thank you for the interview.